Hello, film lovers. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are delving into the life of one of the most iconic filmmakers of all time, the master of suspense himself. You might know him for his classic thrillers like Psycho and The Birds. But there is so much more to the cinematic genius than meets the eye. Get ready to uncover 15 things you didn't know about Alfred Hitchcock. Let's dive into the world of suspense and intrigue. Kicking off our list with a bit of a surprise. Despite directing some of the most influential films in cinema history, Alfred Hitchcock never won an Academy Award for Best Director. He was nominated 5 times but never took home the coveted statuette. However, in 1968, he did receive the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award for his contribution to the film industry, which he accepted with just 2 words: "Thank you." Hitchcock's films often explore themes of fear and paranoia, and it turns out these were deeply personal to him. Hitchcock had an intense fear of the police stemming from a childhood incident when his father sent him to the local police station with a note asking the officer to lock him up for 10 minutes as a punishment. This fear stayed with him throughout his life and influenced his work, especially in films like Psycho and Vertigo. Hitchcock had a well-known obsession with food, which is reflected in many of his films. He often used food to build tension or reveal character traits. For example, in Psycho, the sandwich scene between Norman Bates and Marion Crane is loaded with psychological tension.
Sit down. It's all for you. I'm not hungry. Go ahead. You eat like a bird.
You know, of course.
No, not really. Anyway, I hear the expression "eats like a bird." It's really a falsity, because birds really eat a tremendous lot.
Hitchcock himself was known for his love of elaborate meals and was very particular about what he ate. If you have seen The Birds, you know how terrifying those avian attacks are. But did you know that many of the birds used in the film were real? Hitchcock wanted the attacks to look as authentic as possible, so he used a combination of real birds, puppets, and the mechanical effects. The actors, especially Tippi Hedren, endured genuine fear and injuries during the filming of these scenes, adding to the movie's intense atmosphere. One of the Hitchcock's most famous quirks was his preference for casting blonde actresses as his leading ladies. Grace Kelly, Tippi Hedren, Janet Leigh, these iconic actresses all share that common trait. Hitchcock believed that blondes were more innocent looking, making it all the more shocking when they found themselves in dangerous situations. Hitchcock loved making cameo appearances in his films, a tradition that became one of his trademarks. He appeared in 39 of his 52 surviving films, often blink and you miss it moments. These cameos became so popular that audience began to look for him. So Hitchcock started placing them early in the film to avoid distracting viewers from the plot. The shower scene in Psycho is one of the most famous scenes in film history, but what you might not know is how revolutionary it was at the time. Hitchcock used over 70 camera setups and 52 cuts to create this 45-second sequence, breaking all the rules of how violence was depicted on screen. Interestingly, no actual stabbing is shown. It's the editing, sound effects, and the music that make the scene so horrifying. Despite being one of the greatest directors of all time, Hitchcock rarely looked through the camera's viewfinder while filming. Storyboarding each scene in such detail that he didn't feel the need to check the camera. His confidence in his vision was that strong. Hitchcock was known for his dark, often macabre sense of humor. He often served his guests a dinner of blue food, dyeing everything from the soup to the ice cream just to see their reactions. His wit extended to his films, where he often used humor to offset the suspense, making the terror even more effective. Hitchcock was a pioneer in film marketing. For Psycho, he insisted that no one be admitted to the theatre after the film had started, creating an air of mystery and anticipation. He also produced a series of quirky promotional materials, including a trailer in which he guided viewers through the Bates model. This approach revolutionized how films were marketed, influencing the industry for years to come. Hitchcock had an unusual phobia. He was terrified of eggs. He once described his fear by saying, "I'm frightened of eggs, that white round thing without any holes." Have you ever seen anything more revolting than an egg yolk breaking and spilling its yellow liquid? This odd fear never made its way into films, but it certainly adds to the mystery of the man. Hitchcock popularized the use of MacGuffin.
MacGuffin you see in most films about spies. It is the thing that the spies are after. In the days of Rudyard Kipling, it would be the plans of the fort on the Khyber Pass.
Plot device that motivates the characters, but it's definitely unimportant to the story. In North by Northwest, for example, the microfilm that everyone is chasing is a classic MacGuffin. What's important is the chase, not the object itself. This technique has since become a staple in filmmaking. Hitchcock's films are as famous for their music as they are for their visuals, thanks largely to his collaboration with composer Bernard Herrmann. Herrmann scored some of the Hitchcock's greatest films, including Psycho, Vertigo, and North by Northwest. The iconic screeching violence in the Psycho shower scene. That's Herrmann's genius at work. Hitchcock was a notorious perfectionist on set. He would meticulously plan every detail, often going to great lengths to achieve the exact look and feel he wanted. For example, in The Birds, he insisted on using real birds despite the challenges because he wanted the scene to look as authentic as possible. His attention to detail is one reason why his films have stood the test of time. Even though Hitchcock passed away in 1980, his influence is still felt throughout the film industry. Directors like Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, and Quentin Tarantino have all cited Hitchcock as a major influence on their work. His techniques, storytelling methods, and innovative use of suspense continue to inspire filmmakers today, ensuring that the master of suspense's legacy will live on for generations. And there you have it, 15 things you didn't know about Alfred Hitchcock. Whether you're a long-time fan or just discovering his work, there is no denying that Hitchcock's contributions to cinema are nothing short of legendary. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow movie buffs, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into world of film and filmmakers. Until next time, keep watching, keep guessing, and remember, suspense is the name of the game. See you in the next one.